Hey everyone, welcome to my YouTube channel Learn with Animes. You are watching Learn Playwright with TypeScript series. In the last lecture, we learned about how token-based authentication works. In this lecture, we will be learning about one of the important aspects of Playwright, which is storage state. Let's get started. So, first question is, what is a storage state in Playwright and why do we need storage state? If you remember my initial lectures where I explained how Playwright execute tests. So Playwright execute test in isolated browser context, and these contexts are isolated with each other. So you can manually inject your sign-in state without needing to sign in on some web pages. So let me explain the scenarios I will be showing you here. So first scenario we'll be doing is we'll be logging in as a valid user ID and password, and then we'll place an order using a valid credit card number, and we'll verify the order is placed successfully. And in the next scenario we will be trying after logging in, we will be trying to place an order using an invalid credit card number, and we need to verify that the order status failed. So as you know, both of the scenarios needs to be logged in. So if you we will be writing a test, let me move on to my VS Code and let me explain what kind of test we will be writing. I am on my VS Code, and you can see I have already written the test. As you can see here in the before each, what I have done is I am navigating to the URL, and then I'm clicking on the login button and then providing a valid username and password, and I'm clicking on sign in, and then I'm waiting for the sign in page to be landed, and I'm verifying that I have been logged in by checking that the username is displayed here. So this before each will execute before each test. So every time we'll execute a test, and in the main test where we are placing the order, so what we are doing is just selecting an item and then adding it to cart and navigating to the cart page, and after providing valid card details, we are checking that after placing an order is confirmed in line 58. And in the next test, what we are doing is just we are doing the same thing. Only thing is that we are providing an invalid card number, and we are verifying that the order is not placed because of the invalid number. So as you can see, the drawback of this is every time we will be executing the test, any test in this block, describe block, the before each needs to be executed, and then we need to execute the test. So let me execute first, and then we can see if we will be able to improve that. So what I am doing here is npx playwright test, and then I am just executing this login spec file inside this, and hyphen project chromium. I will explain why I have given that project is chromium, but let's first execute and see what is happening here and if the tests are passing or not. So as you can see here, running two tests using two workers. So the test navigated to the website. It clicks on the login screen. It provided the username and password, provide the sign in, and then successfully perform the test. So both of the tests have passed, but as you can see, both of the tests before doing this step, they are signing in. But if you clearly focus on the test, so the tests are actually what it is doing, it is validating the orders, right? The order page, if we are providing a correct card number, then it is actually placing the order, but if it's invalid card number, then it's unable to place the order. Imagine you have 100 scenarios to execute. For 100 scenarios you need to sign in before each will execute 100 times, and you need to provide a valid username and password and sign in. but this is what actually solved using storage state. If you go to the Playwright documentation in authentication, you will see the core concept of authentication is to avoid multiple sign-in using the sign-in state. So as per the documentation, what we can do is we can create an auth setup.ts file where what we will do, we'll logging in, and after logging in, what it is doing is, if we are on that particular page.context, will give you the context of that browser, and storage state, we will save this storage state using the storage state method in the context in this auth file, under this auth file. So what is this auth file? Auth file is nothing but we are creating a new file using playwright in the playwright folder .auth folder .user.json. Let me log in using a valid username and password. If you are logging in this website, if you remember my last lecture, inside the application you will see there is a token already stored in the local storage, and this token and this ID of the user, which is all the details of the user, is already displayed. So how we are doing this is using this token and this ID. Once we click on this logout button, then this local storage is vanished and we are in the login screen. So what generally storage state will do, will save this details after logging into this application. They save these details, and then in the test it will use that details and it will inject that in the context of that Playwright, so that Playwright knows that it is already logged in and you are avoiding all the logged in features. So how this Playwright execute is, it is storing this in the user.json file, all the storage state of that particular website inside the context, and we will be using this context in the project. So here, as per the Playwright documentation, it is created a new project. As you have remember, when we explaining this Playwright config, we already have this defaulted project which is named Chromium, which is this Chrome desktop. But now what we have added is storage state. We want Playwright to use this storage state which we already saved in this file, JSON file, user.json file. So you are just giving that relative path of that JSON file, and then we are creating a dependency. So setup, what is this setup? So setup, you will run before running the test once. So it will logging in and it will save this storage state as you are seeing here. So all the things will be written in the auth.setup.ts file. So you are logging in with a valid username and password, and then you are saving the storage state in the user.json file, and this project, the Chromium project, will use this as a dependency. So what this dependency means? Dependency means that this setup will run before this project runs. So setup will run this with the test match is the setup.ts, just to understand that this will execute the setup.ts file, and then it will run the project. So when the project is ran, the file will be already stored in the user.json, and then you do not need to logged in here. So in this scenario, how I have configured here, as per the Playwright documentation, I have created auth.setup.ts file, and similar to that particular file which is written, I have just created I will be created this path where the user.json file will be stored, and then I am navigating to that web URL and the test application. Then whatever I was doing previously in the before each section, I'll be doing this in this auth.setup. So I'm just clicking on the login, providing username and password. What I have additionally do is, after validating that I am landing in the logged in screen, I am using await page.context.storage state, and I have provided the path as the auth file. In the logged in storage state.spec.ts, if you go here, So what I have done is in the before each it will only navigate to the URL, because the auth.setup.ts already will be executed previously to this file. So what we are doing, the tests are actually same. So we are just navigating to that web page and then placing an order for with a valid card number, and this invalid card number. What replaced is the before each. Before the all the things we are doing before each is just navigating to the URL. So in this way, in both the test will do not need to sign in explicitly, because we are storing the storage state. And if you go in the playwright.config.ts file, you can see I have created the same name setup, which will run as a test match is .setup.ts, which is this auth.setup.ts. And Chromium is just a default Chromium which already is provided here. And here I have created another project, that is a storage state test, and that is where this test will run, this login storage state test will run, and that's why storage state will be used this. And there is a dependency which is the setup project is this project, and this will run first, and then it will save the user.json file, and this project will use that user.json file to execute this file. That's why when I previously ran the command using the console, if you have multiple projects and you want your test to use that particular project, in that scenario you need to use this project as Chromium. But in this scenario, as I'll be let's execute this login storage state.spec.ts, but we'll be using a different project now. So I have used this and then -- project, because I want to use the storage state here. So I'll be using the storage -state and then test. I'll be using this. So what it will do, it will execute the two tests here. The test body are same, but you now will see that whenever you will be logging into the application, will be directly in the logged in state for both of the tests. So you do not need to log in that. And first it will execute 3 tests. You will see 3 tests running, because the first test is auth.setup.ts. This will go and then it will just first time it will log in to the application, and once the login is done, then inside this test the user.json will be used. So as you can see, we are already logged in to that application because it is using the storage state. So the rest of the test will be same, but it is just avoiding that particular. So as you can see, 3 tests have passed, but don't get confused, because first test is the auth.setup.ts, and what this is actually doing is, if let's say assume you have 100 test cases where you are testing some order page or cart page, but so you are not testing the login functionality. So in that scenario, what you can do is you can avoid the login functionality. It will save your time. So if you go inside this user.json file, so you can see the contents of the user.json file is same as I have shown you previously in the browser's local storage. So the token is already stored here, and the name user with all the details of that user is also displayed. So this is one of the sensitive JSON file. You should not commit this JSON file to your Git repository, and always remember to add this .auth folder into your git ignore, so that you do not by mistake commit your user.json file in Git, as it contains sensitive token values and user data. Time for a knowledge check. If you are already following this lecture, you should be able to provide the answer for this question. Just type your answer in the comment. I will let you know if your answer is correct or not. Thanks guys. Thanks for watching the video. If you like the video, hit the like button, click on subscribe, Don't forget to follow me on LinkedIn and check out my website www.learnwithanimesh.com. And there are many more videos to come, and they are quite advanced topic about Playwright TypeScript. So stay tuned. I will see you in the next video.